Social media is king. In today's economy, businesses that ignore or undervalue its benefits do so at their own risk. Increasingly, they are realizing its power and how to harness it to their best advantage. In this course, you'll learn the factors that make social media an ideal tool for business communication and how to analyze your current social media channels and strategies. You'll also learn to maximize social media to strengthen and augment your business's communication and marketing. Navigating the social media landscape can be tough for a business. Where to begin among the plethora of sites? What's hot right now? Where are the cool kids hanging out? What good is it anyway? Well, for one, persuasive communication is big for business. Social media influences beliefs, opinions, and actions. It shares positive and negative information and opinion at the speed of typing. Its ramifications for business are immense. It is designed to exploit the psychological underpinnings of how choices are made by encouraging users to like, follow, or connect with companies. It encourages users to pin or share content with others, and this is a big deal for business. According to a 2017 survey conducted by Social Media Today, there was an increase of more than 22% in new social media users in the last year alone, bringing the number of users to 2.8 billion. The variety of available platforms are astounding. From photo sharing platforms like Instagram, to video sharing services like YouTube, to professional sites like LinkedIn, there's something for just about everybody. Stalwart Facebook has 1.9 billion users, with a majority female base. LinkedIn has a smaller user base, but that base, skewing slightly male, often uses it exclusively. YouTube has 1 billion users and reaches more 18 to 49-year-olds than any cable network in the US. Instagram's 600 million users are largely under 35 years old. Twitter and Pinterest have 317 million and 150 million users respectively, with the former having more male users and Pinterest more female users. Another business potential for social media is the variety of content it distributes, reaching those millions and billions of people. Using the capabilities these platforms offer, it is possible for your business to create compelling messages to disseminate and influence others. Written content is a feature of LinkedIn. Instagram and Pinterest feature primarily visual content. Audio and video content is featured on YouTube, and interactive content is found on Twitter. Facebook is more general, used to distribute all different types of content. Social media is also characterized by a very organic nature of sharing material. Unlike the more familiar traditional distribution methods, social media allow for spontaneity and the potential for content going viral. Using paid media is historically the most common way of advertising. Companies pay to have their content appear in traditional media. Today, however, instead of the content being featured in print or on TV, businesses spend money on social media ads, such as Facebook ads and LinkedIn-sponsored content. Then there is earned media, where exposure comes through promotional efforts other than paid ads. In the social media age, it's vloggers and social media influencers on YouTube and Instagram who provide independent endorsements. Owned media is content owned by a business that's available either on their website or on social media pages associated with them, such as Facebook or LinkedIn pages. Finally, shared media is when social media users themselves spontaneously, organically share content found on the various outlets. Since they cannot control sharing, businesses are wise to make only high-quality content available. To capitalize on its possibilities, it's important for businesses to know the social media landscape. When one post can share your brand with millions of people, it's important to know who and where they are. Most businesses today have social media channels they use to interact with their clients and keep their brand visible. While it's desirable for a business to have large numbers of followers, likes, and comments, more important than numbers is the quality of the interaction between the business and social media users. However, not all regularly audit those channels to ensure they're maximizing the benefit of having them. A social media audit is an in-depth look into the social and digital properties of your organization. It starts by identifying challenges and strengths, then examines the business's paid, earned, and owned media, and then asks if the business is achieving its targets. Honesty is crucial during this process. The benefits of a social media audit are multifold. First, businesses can use its results as the starting point for planning a focused social media strategy. The discoveries made during the audit can lead to developing a comprehensive plan for achieving company social media goals. Next, an audit helps businesses focus their content and avoid overloading a space beyond its usefulness. If business posts go viral, that's great, but clickbait isn't the ultimate goal. It's better to create and post unique content that reaches the company's main demographic. Along those lines, the organization's current social media identity needs to be determined. How does the company present itself? How does it want to be seen? And how is it viewed by customers? Do these things align? Organizations can also gain an understanding of the competitive landscape. The audit will identify both external threats and any opportunities that can be exploited through adjusted social media usage. The audit can also help to determine some best practices. Businesses can scrutinize the content they produce, looking at the tone, timing, and relevance to their customers. This helps optimize and adapt their social media presence. Businesses must determine appropriate key performance indicators, KPIs, and set performance benchmarks. Is the target audience being reached? An audit will help find areas in which the business is doing well and those in which it is underperforming. Is social media content appropriately tied to business goals? Finally, an audit allows a company to identify brand gaps and determine if there are dead links or web pages that are no longer a valid reflection of the business. It can look for content pollution and, if found, clean it up. Regular, periodic social media audits are necessary for the success and flourishing of a business in today's competitive marketplace. They keep companies up to date and able to optimize and adapt their social media strategies. As for any other business area, successful companies must continually assess and reassess their social media strategy. They must identify where they are today to establish a baseline for making future decisions. Knowing what type of strategies the organization currently uses with social media will enable it to determine where it wants to be and what other strategies to consider. The first of these is the traditional user strategy. This approach is generally employed by specific areas of a business, functional groups, and departments, say customer service or marketing. There is little or no cross-coordination with other departments. It's most useful when a project has a specific objective with impact measured against existing metrics. For example, the consumer products company Clorox, seeking to increase their virtual R&D capabilities, launched a website soliciting customer and supplier feedback and suggestions about products and features. Responders were incentivized, and the company implementing ideas and suggestions they found useful. Then there is the experimenter strategy. It regards social media projects as learning opportunities, resulting in a platform for engagement. Organizations that use this strategy tend to think of projects as experiments and are focused on gaining experience over quantifiable results. Uncertainty is embraced, and small-scale tests are used to improve functions and practices. Take technology company EMC. They created a platform to connect employees with each other in order to collaborate on projects. They hoped this would reduce the number of outside contractors, and it worked, generating overall savings of an estimated $40 million since instituted and counting. Another strategy is the promoter, useful for businesses looking for a more centralized approach. The coordination and management of social media projects is done by social media promoters, who enlist internal champions from individual business areas and share best practices across the organization. The revolutionizer strategy involves large-scale interactions between employees and external stakeholders. Using this strategy, social media projects are integrated into work routines and business learning opportunities. These projects incorporate multiple functions and departments and are based on new social media trends. To illustrate, in 2010, Cisco introduced a social business platform known as the Integrated Workforce Experience. It facilitated internal and external collaboration and decentralized the decision-making process. The result was something like Facebook's Wall feature, a news feed that provides real-time updates on employees and projects, allowing the company to share and react to information in a more timely and impactful manner. Finally, the optimizer strategy focuses on providing results of tactical execution of social media projects measured against key performance indicators. In this approach, businesses develop brand-specific practices and projects with performance-based strategies in mind for each. Social media strategies are temporal, and most companies will progress from one to another based upon their needs and resources, their goals and constraints. Assessing where the company stands today, the strategies it employs, whether they are meeting their goals, and how to meet them tomorrow, provides a baseline for focusing, adjusting, and adapting their approaches to further their success. Whatever the business's social media goals, to sell products, gain subscribers, or persuade followers to use their services, it has to establish its brand. First and foremost, in establishing an online identity, is building trust with the business's followers. Companies must focus on creating useful content that users will want to refer to and share. Be truthful and direct. Social media is full of pseudo-news, misinformation, and blatant untruths. Honesty and integrity stand out. Along those lines, businesses need to respond quickly to social media queries. Research shows that people who have a positive social media encounter with a business are more likely to recommend it to others. Responding quickly, honestly, and respectfully, even to negative comments, increases customer trust and showcases the business's brand. This then also helps to encourage social media recommendations. Most people look for information before they purchase products or services, and they want an unbiased source. Creating a customer feedback section on the business's website for customers to review products is a simple way to provide it. Consider using customer testimonials in company social media content, or offering incentives for customers who promote the business's services or products. Investing in social media advertising to boost social media following is another tip for business, especially those without a large following. They should, however, focus primarily on ads promoting the business's free offers, such as ebooks and gated content. While companies may make a few sales by promoting a paid offer, getting new followers can potentially drive sales in the future as well. This should be part of attempting real engagement beyond simply liking posts. With the help of social media, a business can form real relationships and connections. Followers need to see the business as a real person. Send direct messages to users who engage with the business. Switch from social media conversations to direct email exchanges or phone conversations. And provide information with no strings attached, sharing the organization's knowledge and expertise freely. Avoid the mistake of only offering free content to subscribers. Instead, answer questions publicly and share new insights in social media posts. Businesses should also consider providing value to power. That is, providing incentives to social media influencers, thereby creating an exchange economy. In simpler terms, companies reward users for the attention they give the business. A funny video, an informative infographic, an inspiring quote, a game, a related white paper, anything that rewards users and engages them further with the brand. And this suggests following the 80-20 rule of content marketing. Spend 80% of the time talking about the audience and their concerns, available solutions, industry data, and anything else that is relevant. Then, spend the remaining 20% directly promoting the business. This shows empathy, awareness, and thought leadership, and positions the brand as the go-to for solving their problems when they transition into buying mode. There are a lot of ways to establish a positive online identity for a company and its brand. But the common denominator is providing an honest, responsive, and engaging presence. Give users and followers more than just a place to buy things, and they'll also buy things. In many ways, social media is a marketer's dream come true. Imagine reaching millions of potential customers with the push of a post key. Were it only that easy. Before the dream turns into dollars, the hard work of research must be done. However, organizations can use social media tools to augment traditional marketing research and strategies. In some cases, possibly even do away with traditional marketing altogether. For most businesses, though, it makes sense to combine social media and traditional research methods. There are several that can be used for gathering data. The most straightforward is using online surveys and questionnaires. In the past, a survey could take several months to create, distribute, and analyze. With social media, it can be completed and results analyzed almost immediately. With these near-instant results, businesses can apply the findings in close to real time. Social media can also be used to identify appropriate participants. If no suitable platform is available in-house, SurveyMonkey or Google Consumer Surveys are readily available. Online focus groups are another option. In the past, focus group research could cost thousands of dollars, and groups would often be limited to participants available within a specific geographic region. With the emergence of online focus groups, however, businesses can pre-screen and pre-qualify respondents who fit the characteristics that are required from virtually anywhere in the world. A moderator can guide the discussion via conferencing software, making online focus groups more objective and cost-effective. Additionally, website analytics are able to uncover what people like to do and how they behave when online. This type of data is useful, for instance, for organizations that track consumer trends. Tools like Google Analytics are easy to use for reviewing data such as the amount of time spent on a particular website, return visits, and downloading habits. Native and third-party social platform analytics are also good research tools. The internet is a goldmine of studies, reports, and publications from credible sources that can be helpful to an organization. Businesses no longer need to spend a fortune for information. They can find a great deal of both general and industry-specific market research and audience information online. As a final thought, when looking for online industry conversations, organizations shouldn't rely solely on their Facebook page or social media groups. Rather, they should turn to tools like Social Mention for deeper, more comprehensive levels of information. Monitoring relevant keywords and hashtags on social media, these social listening tools are useful sources for information on brand sentiment, topic volume, influencer identification, and competitive analysis. They help cut through the random noise and chatter that social media generates by the ton. Social media offers businesses a tremendous opportunity to gather information about their customers and markets, both active and potential. Gathered and utilized properly, this information provides keen insights into customers and how to best reach them. Just as social media offers new opportunities and benefits for persuasive communications to organizations, it also brings with it new challenges and risks. Chief among these is the challenge of managing an online identity on an ongoing basis. Businesses must tailor and control the identity they want to portray. Beyond branding, this also includes things like monitoring inactive web pages and links, ensuring that the content on social media is up to date, and watching for online trolls. Employees interacting on behalf of the business must know how and when to respond to messages. If feasible, a team should be assigned to manage the company's online identity. Next, the organization needs to monitor and independently manage each social media site it's active on. Site-specific reputation management can be time-consuming, but the effort is worthwhile in controlling these public faces of the organization. To this end, they must consider the number of social media sites to engage with and limit them to those that provide real benefits in terms of exposure and achieving the company's goals. Along those lines, it's important to adhere to any site-specific social platform terms and conditions. It's vital to be aware of what is and isn't allowed on each platform and keeping the business compliant. For instance, Facebook doesn't allow ads with text in images. Failure to comply with policies like these jeopardizes the company's presence and risks making it look foolish. Organizations also need to be aware of the legal and security risks involved with an active social media strategy. Privacy issues are increasingly a concern. Personal data is collected and stored in a bewildering number of places online, and it's important to adhere to the rules and regulations in place, including at the state and federal levels. While more often than not, it's enough to set up a privacy policy which allows an organization to collect user data, usually in the form of an "I agree" button, the legal team should always be consulted to make sure the company and its customers are protected, and to mitigate any possible risks. One way to protect customer data is to make use of Secure Sockets Layer, or SSL certificates and protocols. Using SSL ensures that the data connection between the business and the client's browser is secure when any data is transmitted. In addition to privacy, there are also trademark and copyright laws to consider. These protect not only the company's branding, but that of others as well. Copyright laws cover intellectual property, and plagiarism and infringement are serious infractions. Organizations must check that their branding is not infringing on anyone else's, register their own intellectual property, and state IP use expectations clearly in their terms of service. Finally, it's important for an organization to be prepared for the worst-case scenario, whether a PR disaster or a common thread gone awry. Any business with an online presence needs an escalation plan. Organizations need to know ahead of time how to handle challenges that can arise online and over social media channels. Business marketers and others communicating over social media may already be wary of these challenges. Keeping them in the forefront of their minds ensures that they avoid them while crafting strategies for attracting and engaging social media users and turning them into customers.